analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Pyrotechnics. Now, with that loss, Giants' postseason hopes come to an end. So let's pull up the tables and check out the playoff picture after that one. MYM and Giants are out of the playoff. ROCCAT and Elements are currently out of the playoff position, but they can still make it in with 3 spots up for grabs. And as of now, only SK, Fnatic, and H2K have clinched a playoff spot. Another bit of, trivia. If Elements lose their next game, that means all the teams with 9 wins on the board, that is both Unicorns of Love and Gambit, will have clinched their playoff position, and it will go between the Wolves, ROCCAT, and Elements for that last playoff spot. But that is only if the Elements don't manage to win their next game, so much on the line in the next one as well. But as said, Giants, they are out. And to be honest, they had also said in the last couple of videos and when we've talked to them, we just got to make sure that we stay out of that relegation zone, or actually sure that we not get relegated. This is only their first season. But here, it was a little surprising to me that yesterday they could do so much in the early game, and now they didn't play to it at all.
Yeah, it was just the story of the game. ROCCAT kept lane swapping, denying the 2v2s and 1v1s, where the Giants team comp was very strong. Like, what they needed to do is just get ahead on lane and then roll all over ROCCAT, but ROCCAT played really smart, just swapping the lanes all the time, and they managed to get off the early power spike, and then they were just methodically pushing turrets and winning the game slowly. Like, Giants didn't even try to do anything. They were just trying to respond to ROCCAT's plays, which is not the way to win when you have this kind of an early composition.
Yeah, and at what point, if you're stepping into one of those games and you have to follow the other team around to get that lane you want, at what point can't you just say, no, stop, we're going to take the lane as it is now and just try to work off that?
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Like, at some points ROCCAT was taking Dragon, and then there was the jungler of Giants was just behind the Dragon pit, like thinking, oh, maybe I should try to steal it or something. And then Pepinero is pushing mid lane alone, like, instead of his team just going there and pushing together, in which case they would have had that mid turret, which is very important to get.
Yeah. In his defense, though, Frederick has stolen a couple of legendary Barons a couple of weeks ago that secured them some games. So why not try for that Dragon Steel, of course. What did you make of the top lane picks? Yesterday we saw Overpower on Jarvan already, and now versus Renekton, I feel like Warlip kind of could have gone for something more powerful.
Yeah, it just it would have worked probably if it was 1v1, but they just kept swapping the lanes and Renekton was completely useless. You need to win your lane early, but that chance was denied by ROCCAT.
So ROCCAT walks away rather with a win here. A decisive one is something they need. They're up against the Copenhagen Wolves and MYM next week in that crucial last week for them. How far do you see them going after what we've seen from the Copenhagen Wolves and MYM?
I think ROCCAT has a pretty good chance. This game they had a solid game plan and they just kept doing the thing that they probably had planned. And if they just keep having such good strategies, I see them doing good things against MIM and Wolves specifically that are not strategically that strong of teams.
Yeah. Well, we will see next week, but we still have one game coming up here. Of course, coming up next, Gambit Gaming will look to solidify their playoff standings against Elements, who are fighting to preserve their seat on the LCS stage as the split comes to a close. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with all the action.
4th game of the day. 2 teams fighting to avoid relegation. Let's see who can win.
Nice bullet comes out. Frederick is the one getting chunked down. He gets knocked up and he's in the cage as well. Overpow taking him out. Rydal, meanwhile, trying to save his own life. Overpow burning down.
Massive Sejuani running around.
The flankers are flanked. Oh! Goodbye, Rydal. Goodbye, Frederick.
I use shield on Jinx.
Stun Renekton.
Rek'Sai, very stark. Rek'Sai.
Renekton.
And it looks like ROCCAT are gonna add another win to the score column.